Yo, what up? It is sports rants with Abby and friends, but Abby's not here. Feels weird, right?
No, Abby.
Yeah, we're stuck with Destino's guys. So whoever doesn't know Destino, he's been on Prop Stars on Tuesdays and Thursdays with TJ and Buff, and he's coming in here today to hang out with us for a little bit, talk about his new show on Fridays at 7 p.m. So another night show. This is the second night show on the channel. And I hate doing this because I'm not a host anymore nowadays. So like I hate having a host and be like a guy that has to lead a show. So having said that, how are you doing, guy?
Not bad, you know.
Are you a little happy tonight? Are you a little happy tonight over the last few minutes?
Oh yeah. If it keeps up like this, be a little happier in maybe half an hour.
Oh no, we got a Yankee hater here.
Yeah, it's a Mets. He's a Mets fan and a Dolphins fan. A Mets fan and a Dolphins fan.
All right.
So, but yeah. So in the house is Destino. Destino, real quick. Weekend update starting this Friday, 7 p.m. Real quick, just before we get into some sports talk, tell us what we can look forward to on Weekend Update.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be every Friday night, getting you ready for the weekend of action in the NFL. We'll do a little bit of college, but my main specialty is the NFL. A lot of fantasy stuff, a lot of injury ramifications. A lot of the teams announced their, final designations on players on Fridays going into the weekend. Obviously, they can change it all the way up until 11:30 in the morning Sunday when they have to announce the inactives. But we get a lot of injury news, that happens, how that's going to affect the ball game in general, how it'll affect some betting, how it'll affect your fantasy teams, what you can do to capitalize on that, maybe who to go after on the waiver wire. I want it to be really interactive, so I want people, coming in, commenting, setting your lineups. We're all busy people in this world, so not waiting until Sunday morning to set your fantasy lineup. Get in there on Friday night, hang out with me, have a couple of drinks, have me on in the background, whatever you need to do. We'll talk sports, get involved in the chat. I'm going to be a one-man band for the most part, but I will have some guests on from time to time if I think they can offer some stuff and have some different friends that come through and just continue to entertain you. Let's talk sports. Let's agree. Let's disagree. And then let's agree to disagree sometimes and just have some fun and enjoy ourselves.
And you know what, real quick too, I mean, we obviously know that you're a Yankee fan. We've already kind of got that. And what's your other fandoms?
So I'm Yankees and New York Giants. I grew up in Connecticut. Connecticut's kind of an interesting spot. It's cool. It kind of stinks in the fact that we don't have our own pro team. I mean, the Yukon Huskies are our pro team for basketball. Basketball capital of the world, shout out. But we're split down the middle. So when the Yankees and Red Sox are battling, man, there's no place I'd rather be. It's a lot of fun, a lot of trash talk. I mean, my friend zone, it's like split right down the middle. It's Yankees, Red Sox, and we battle and trash talk and have a good time when we get the best of each other. New York Giants, just grew up with the Giants. Dad was a Giants fan, kind of following his footsteps. Basketball, NBA, I don't follow as diehard as I used to. You kind of have to pick your spots when you get older and get busy and you got a wife and kids and busy work. So I don't see the NBA as often as I'd like to. I used to be an Orlando Magic fan, because I lived in Orlando for a while. I did have, like a semi-season ticket package. Actually, the year they went to the finals with Dwight Howard and them. So they always have a soft spot in my heart. But it's Yukon Huskies, it's Yankees, it's Giants.
Well, other than the Giants, I can't really agree with you much.
Yeah.
But,
we agree to disagree, right? Makes the
and Guy has nothing in common. That's what makes sports so wonderful, right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, let me just hold on one second, guys. I'm trying to get some of my stuff set up. I'm a little late to the show today. Give me one more second.
That Orlando traffic will get you, man.
There we go. All right. So, actually, I'm not ready yet. Give me one more. There we go. All right. So you know what? It's
Gene's getting set up. We got 4-1, 2 outs, bottom 7. Grisham at the plate. Come on, baby. We need we need a magical swing right here. We need a magical.
How many on?
They got 2 on. He's the tying run at the plate. 3-run homer ties it. We'll see.
Grisham's had a wonderful year.
Oh.
What scares me about Grisham is he's had a great year. Mm-hmm. You're going to sign him, and he's going to go back to being who he was coming into this year.
He's going to turn into a Falcon, most likely.
Yeah, he was decent, but he wasn't a 30 home run guy. You know what I mean? So He was more of he was the throw-in guy in the Soto deal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he was a throw-in guy. He was the guy who was just going to play good defense and be a guy like we put it in the 8th inning, man.
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't know if I want to go
It
that
could be
route.
another Aaron Hicks, right, or somebody that Cashman falls in love with, and he just overpays him, and then he falls back to being a pumpkin. He's got pedigree. I mean, he was a top prospect. I think, wasn't he like the number 1 pick in the draft, maybe, or he was certainly a first rounder way back.
I don't know that, so I could. I don't know that.
Okay. He
could have been
highly regarded guy, but just never panned out in San Diego.
I'll tell you what. We're gonna find out right now.
And it looks like he fouled out. So we're going to the 8th inning, and it's still 4-1. The bad guys.
You know, he reminds me of a little bit a poor man's Johnny Damon. His swing kind of like fits Yankee Stadium. So, it's not a guy to like splurge a whole bunch of money on, but hey, he can get you like about 30 home runs and pretty good defense. That's all you really need in center field.
He's so smooth in center field, too. He's really smooth.
He is the 15th overall pick in the 2015 draft.
Yeah. I knew it was pretty early.
by the Brewers. So he was the 15th overall pick this century.
Yeah.
Really, when you were in breakdown.
Yeah.
That's yeah, so we'll see. I love Jazz. I want Jazz to stay. He reminds me of a lot of what the Yankees got back in like 2009 from Swisher. He's got like that Swisher vibe where really carefree, gritty player, carefree, kind of loosens the clubhouse a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
A little aloof sometimes.
Yeah, some of that hot dog stuff gets me, kind of going after some stuff and the back.
He can be, but again, I think you need some of that. I think you need some of his personality in the clubhouse, like the same way they needed Swisher back in the day. Who's the guy they had back in? I think it was like it was back like in the 70s. He played like when Reggie Jackson played. Might have been Mickey Rivers. That's it.
Yeah.
Mickey Rivers was the same type of guy where he just a funny personality, loosened the clubhouse, never took things too serious, but which isn't a great thing all the time. But you do need that sometimes,
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, guys, a Devils fan. Dolphins, Devils, yeah. Johnny Boy, I don't know if you showed up before, but please make sure you tune in on Friday nights at 7 p.m. Our friend over here in the top right, Destino, has his own show coming to the channel, so make sure you enjoy that. All right, so we did want to go over a few things. Again, we're going to keep the short and sweet show because I know Destino doesn't have that long tonight, and we'll know a little bit about the show. And Abby's not here, and what's the sense of doing a show with Abby and friends if Abby if the she's our John Lennon. If she's not here, what's the point? I'm not Ringo Starr didn't sell any records. But let's go over. We want to do Contenders, Pretenders, man. And I really would have liked her to be here. But let's just do it ourselves. We're going to take a couple of these teams. We're going to go around the horn. Let's start with New England. The New England Patriots, 3-2. We'll start with Destino since you're the guest. Are they contenders or pretenders, the New England Patriots?
Yeah. I'm going contender, man. There's so many teams banged up and ripe for the picking. I mean, 3-2. I've always loved Vrabel as a coach. I think he got a raw deal in Tennessee. And I think Drake May is legit, man. He was my favorite quarterback coming out that year. Obviously, that didn't look so hot because of how good Jaden Daniels was. But this kid has all the tools, man. Can run like a gazelle. He can throw on the run. And like I said, the big thing is everybody seems to be ripe for the picking. I mean, obviously, they just went into Buffalo and won. But you've got Pittsburgh. Do we really think Pittsburgh at 3-1 in the AFC North is all that good? I don't. You have Indianapolis. I mean, Daniel Jones, is he going to keep this going? I don't know. He could turn into a pumpkin real quick. You've got the Chiefs not looking like the normal Chiefs. You've got the Ravens not looking like the normal Ravens with Lamar out, and they're fading fast. I mean, they lose this weekend. They're 1-5. I mean, that's a tough hole to dig out of. And you've got Cincinnati going to rely on Joe Flacco. So if you give me a healthy Lamar, a healthy Burrow, KC group moving and grooving like they normally do, Buffalo with a better defense, then maybe they're a pretender. But I think this AFC is wide open this year. I think they're right for the picking. The defense is continuing to get better. Diggs looks like he's finally starting. There's a ramp up when you come back from ACL, and he looked great. He looked like the old Diggs. If they could find another playmaker somewhere in the passing game to help May, and they start slowly integrating Travion Henderson, who I was really high on coming out, and I'm surprised they haven't used him that much in the passing game. I think they're legit, man. I think they could be a force to be reckoned with.
So let's real quick before we go into our next team, Drake May. Let's fast forward 5 years. Is he the best quarterback out of that draft in 5 years?
Going to be tough to call. I mean, there's so many good ones. I wasn't a huge fan of Caleb Williams translating to the NFL, and so far that's sort of been on, aside from that Cowboy game, but I think anybody can throw on the Cowboys. I think there's a good chance, yes. I mean, it's going to be between him and Jane Daniels, right? Penix has looked okay, but I think that to be mega stars where you're putting them up on that pedestal as franchise, perennially in the playoffs every year, it's going to be between Daniels and May. I still have my worries about Daniels' fragility and his size and the amount of hits he takes, being a kind of skinny guy and things of that nature. He's got to learn to slide, and that's starting to come to fruition, right? He's battling through a knee injury. I'll put my money on May. I can't be this Wolfer and go back and forth. I'm going to say May, Daniels, Caleb, then Penix and JJ is how I'd rank those five.
You don't even put Nix in there, or did you forget Nix?
Oh, I forgot about Nix a little bit. Yeah, I guess Nix is ahead of Penix. Make him fourth. I like him better than Caleb. Make him third, Caleb fourth.
Okay. All right.
How you got him ranked, Guy?
I think I'm with you on that. It depends, like you said, on the health of Jaden Daniels. He has the most upside to me. But what he did in Washington last year was pretty remarkable, given how Washington was, and just trying to turn that franchise around. I think with his leadership, his intelligence, like he brought a lot to the table besides his athleticism and skill set. But yeah, I think May would be a solid 2, given now that he has a legitimate coach, and Vrabel's going to have that infrastructure, a solid coach QB combo is always good for success in the NFL for wins and losses. So I don't know if you meant like on an individual level or a team success, because May might end up being the most successful, but also Bo Nix too, because I like what they're doing in Denver. Sean Payton has proven what he does with quarterbacks as well. Him and Breeze had a magical run down there in New Orleans. Not to say that Nix will be Drew Brees, but he could grow. Yeah, he could grow into something like a Drew Brees, with his own skill set. He can run, and they have a great defense. It all depends on like the supporting cast. Michael Penix is very up and down. He's had some stinkers, but he showed some flashes in a couple games. So
to me, he's a young quarterback, and he can go in 3 years from now. Or 2 years from now, he's either going to be a legitimate starter, or he's going to be a legitimate backup.
Yeah,
Penix is so hard for me to judge.
Still on him, I think.
It's so hard to really judge him. All right, let's get to the next team real quick because we do have a limited time. So let's go. The Chargers, owners of a 2-game losing streak. Guy, contenders or pretenders?
I think they're pretenders.
Do you?
And
you think that losing streak's coming?
Yeah, I mean the offensive line injuries are really hurting them right now. I love Harbaugh as a coach, but without that protection, Herbert doesn't look himself. He needs time to operate, and as we've seen, if you have a pretty good pass rush, you could get to him and disrupt the timing of that offense. And now that their running back is hurt, how's that offense going to fly? Do they have talent? Sure. But I just don't think with injuries, they kind of fell down a couple of tiers for me, and I do see the Chiefs are, hanging around. Denver's like really rising in that division. So if they don't get it together, they could, fall to third place.
I
I
think,
gotta
yeah,
agree with you, man. I agree. I mean,
yeah.
you lost to the Giants. You lose to the Giants, and I'm a Giants fan. Your stock's going down. You're a pretender. Now, it could always flip, but right now, pretender. I agree.
So where do we got Denver?
That's contender, man. Denver's legit.
Oh yeah.
I think they can win the division.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think they got a 2-game lead, don't they? I mean,
It's a 1-game lead. They're 3-2.
Oh, no, they're actually even. I forgot I thought Chargers were 2 and 3.
Oh, I think it meant with the Chiefs. They have a 1-game lead over the Chiefs.
Yeah, they're tied with the Chargers, but stock up for Denver, and then you got to think, right? Hey, they got to hate to bring it up. They got a little cupcake maybe over in England when they play the Jets this weekend. So that's should be a win, but as we know in the NFL, anything can happen.
Washington, I got them as pretenders, man. I think they're taking a little bit of step back this year. They don't seem tough to me like they did last year. They didn't seem like a tough out last year. They seemed like a tough out a lot of the weeks. This year they do not seem like a tough out to me. I think I just don't see them making any noise. I see them as a pretender.
Yeah, going into the Chargers and beat now, maybe that win doesn't look as good. That one surprised me because I really thought the Chargers, after losing to the Giants, were going to bounce back in a big way at home. I thought that was, and then Daniels coming back, and they told Daniels, hey, don't go running around like a maniac. Your first game back from the knee injury, and they still went into LA and beat them. So I got to tip my cap to them. I keep thinking that they're going to fall off, and they were the luckiest team in the NFL last year by some of these metrics that they they run, but the luck hasn't run out. I mean, I think the next couple of weeks are going to decide it, and then they've done it without Terry McLaurin. So he gets McLaurin back, and they could start doing exactly what they did last year, which was didn't they make almost all the way to the NFC Championship game? So that's a tough call for me because there's no great teams. And because the Eagles aren't as good as we probably thought they were coming in as defending champs, I'm going to say contender because, again, I don't see a dominant team. We thought the Packers were, and then they go get beat by the Browns. So the NFL is crazy. They've got the NFL executives have got to be so happy, right? I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen a season where there's so much parity. And I know every year you can say any team can beat any team, but I just don't see any great teams. I have not seen a team that I'm like, wow.
When you have the Chiefs at 2 and 3, and the Bengals, the Ravens at 1 and 4,
right?
The Dolphins at 1 and 4.
Yeah.
A lot of these teams that people expected to either be good or bad, or Minnesota's only 3 and 2. They haven't looked good even though they got 3 wins. Atlanta's not looked sharp. It's even the Rams, they're 3 and 2. It is.
After week 1, everybody was ready to anoint the Packers, right? They bring in Micah Parsons. Oh, that's the secret ingredient. They got it. They lose to the Browns and they tie against the Cowboys.
Yeah, 2-1-1.
Who the heck knows? I mean, look out for my Bucks here in Tampa. I'm not a Bucks fan, but I live here in Tampa, so I root for them.
I'm a newly Bucks fan. I'm a new Bucks fan, and I'm done with these Jets. So
these Bucks, man, these Bucks are looking pretty good. I know I'm stealing your thunder here, Gene, because you're going around with the pretender, but that was a legit win going into Seattle, going toe to toe, blow for blow, and that
great game too. What a great game!
That was a great game. Great game.
Yeah,
great game. I love seeing the old Seattle jerseys too, man. From the 80s.
Yeah.
Both of them had.
I don't really
great uniforms.
Yeah, they both have the old 80s jerseys.
Yeah.
Yep.
It had me thinking of what's his name? The running back that forever in Seattle. Sean Alexander.
Oh yeah.
Sean Alexander.
That's all I thought of when I saw those unis. I thought Sean
Alexander. They had Ricky Waters too. Did they have Ricky Waters at the end of his career?
Waters.
Yeah, he was there.
Who else? They had somebody. Who was the other guy they had?
Steve Largent.
No, but I'm talking about a running back.
Running backs.
Number 42. I can't think of his name.
Number 42. Not. It'll come to me when we're talking.
He's from the 90s, I believe. It's killing me. All right, let's go to the next team real quick. We're at a couple teams left. Minnesota. Minnesota, contender or pretender?
I think they're a pretender.
They just do not look sharp.
They don't, to me, have that it factor that when I see them, they don't pass the eye test.
No,
that's a good team. Yeah.
And Wentz is their quarterback until JJ comes back. And what do we even know about what we get with JJ?
Too many question marks, Like
100%.
for me to anoint them as a contender, that division is still pretty tough, compared to other divisions. So like kudos to them for getting a couple wins though with a backup quarterback. But how can you sustain that in the long term? I don't think they can. They do have some nice pieces on offense though, but Wentz, JJ, like McCarthy, I don't see it. They might make it as the 7th seed in the NFC. Like I think that's kind of like their spot, their ceiling maybe. But is that really contender? I think that's just average.
I feel like they're just wasting everybody's time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They'd be the number 7 seed. If playoffs started today, they'd be number 7, and maybe they get healthier. But what surprises me the most about them is their defense, right? You got Brian Flores, great defensive coordinator. I just expected more out of them, and I haven't seen it.
My thing is even if they get healthy on offense, I mean, their quarterback we don't even know what JJ is. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I don't even know, like, I mean, I know they're excited about him. I wasn't really I don't know. I wouldn't even have picked him in the first round. I feel like I just wouldn't have went that. I thought he was a little bit overrated. I thought he came from a great team, where he came out of college. He was, to me, overrated coming out in the draft to me. But all right, Seattle. Dustino, Seattle. What do you got? Contender or pretender?
I got to go pretender, and I know that that may be against the grain. I just can't trust Sam Darnold. I know, Gene, you are a Sam Darnold guy. I've never been a Darnold guy, and I kept telling everybody all year last year, wait till they get to the playoffs. He's going to turn into a pumpkin. And when they got to the playoffs last year, he turned into a pumpkin. And if he was that great, the coach from Minnesota is not letting him go, right? And I think he's going to have some games, but in a tough spot, hey, you got to go get a touchdown to win a ball game late in the game in December. I don't see it happening. I don't trust him. I can't get that seeing ghosts thing out of my head that he's going to freak out in a tough spot. That's all. I can't get it out of my head.
Yeah, neither can I.
I worry about him late in games, late in the season. He kind of reminds me a little of. Now, I think Kirk Cousins has had a better career thus far, but a little like that. Like, he's going to be fine in the regular season. He'll put up stats. Him and JSN, he'll get him to be a top 5 fantasy receiver. But when the rubber hits the road and you got to make a play to win a game, I see a bad interception.
I 100% agree with that. He's like one of those quarterbacks. He'll get you wins. He'll get you to the postseason.
Yeah.
He's just not going to win a big game.
Yeah.
Right. What do you got, Guy?
Yeah, I think they're pretenders too. I mean, aside from having a pretty good home field advantage, I think they're a pretty average team. Like Destino said, like, I don't trust Sam Darnold in a big spot. I don't think you can. He has that, Jets QB DNA that you put him in a big spot.
As long as he doesn't start stabbing truck drivers and stuff and getting drunk in Indianapolis. We don't need any of that. Jeez Louise. He doesn't have that DNA.
If Abby was here, she'd say to you, no Mark Sanchez slander allowed. Free Mark Sanchez.
Yeah.
That's why she's a Jet fan, right? Did you know that, Guy?
Oh, really? No.
Yeah.
She loved him over in USC and didn't really have a pro team. She followed him over to the pros from USC. That's her guy. So we can think more. She can blame Mark Sanchez for being a Jet fan. Is really what it really boils down to, right? Because if he would have went to a lot of other teams, they would have had maybe some good years in between. But no, she got stuck being a Jet fan because of Mark Sanchez.
Wow.
So
how about this? Playoffs started today. It would be Seahawks at the Bucks. That'd be a fun rematch.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun in Tampa, but that would be a fun rematch.
Who would the Jets have week 1 in the postseason? Let me see.
They'd be golfing at
the
Waldorf Astoria.
The first round of shots in Cancun.
There you go. That's exactly where
I don't even. Anyways, the LA Rams. I'm going to take contender on the LA Rams. What do you guys think, Guy?
I think so too. You know, Stafford's been putting up some big numbers this year. Him and Puka Nacua have amazing chemistry.
Crazy. He's going to break records this year, Puka.
Obliterating the record books. You know, his thing is health. If he stays healthy, he's coming for that Megatron yards record. You know, and I see in contrast to Sam Darnold, I trust their quarterback. Damn, what the hell is his name?
Who? The Rams?
Stafford. Matt Stafford. Yeah. I trust him in a big spot. He's proven it before. He has a big arm, and you know, McVay, man, I trust him too. Like you got to look at coach and quarterback. You know, like that relationship is so key for team success, and the Rams have that. And you know, and they're the team that kind of plays Philly the toughest. So if Philly's the best team in the NFC, you know, the Rams have that puncher's chance if they meet in the playoffs where they could knock them out a round earlier.
Okay. I get that.
Yeah. Right. They had the Eagles beat, you know, block kick got them. Crazy again. You know, obviously we have a lot of time left, but they'd be out of the playoffs right now. But I think they're going to get in the playoffs. They're too good. As long as Matt Stafford's back holds up. Like you said, the coach quarterback combo is too good.
It's 5-1.
Yeah, I know. Thanks. we're down to 4 outs to go. We're down to 4 outs left in the season. Maybe 3 outs. Jazz.
No, we have 6. We're home.
Well, no, there's 2 outs in the bottom 8th.
Oh wait, I'm looking at the replay. I thought it was still the top of the 8th. My bad.
We're bottom 8 down and 2 outs. Guy on base, so we're down to our final 4 outs.
And I'm talking to Guy's cousin yesterday at work. Right, he's a Mets fan, and we constantly go back and forth. And I'm like, yo, you know, you really should be rooting for the Yankees. The Mets aren't in it. Root for New York, you know, which is baloney because I wouldn't. I know I wouldn't, right? But he's like, you kidding me? He's like, the way you guys always talk trash with the Yankees. He's like, I can't never root for the Yankees now, ever. So I'm like,
it's a fact, bro.
You know, it's funny. I've never been a Mets hater. Obviously hate the Red Sox, you know, and hate the Dodgers. But the Soto stuff now kind of has me hating. You know, when Uncle Stevie got there, and now he's trying to take our thunder and be his own little evil empire. Now I got a little more disdain for the Mets. I actually always kind of rooted for them, you know. Obviously if they're not playing the Yankees, but now I'm starting to go turn the other way with all this, and especially the Soto stuff. Without choosing them over us.
I hate the Mets so much.
Really?
I hate the Giants so much. Let me tell you, Dustin, let me tell you something maybe you don't know about me.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the Giants so much. I think Guy already knows the story. That when the Giants played the Patriots in the Super Bowl twice, I rooted for the Patriots.
Wow, as a
Jet fan, I hate the Giants. And I
can't. I would never root for the Eagles in a million years, man. So that's my team. I hate Cowboys as well, but I don't hate the Jets.
You know what it is? I look at it this.
Well, you know what it is?
In New York,
I'm sure, and you could talk to this, right? And I grew up in Connecticut, listen to WFAN, all the sports talk. Mm-hmm. It's when they're talking NFL, it's probably 70 to 80% Giant talk, right? So I'm sure as a Jet fan,
it's maybe not 80, but maybe like 65, 70.
It's certainly skewed, right? So I'm sure as a Jets fan, there's that complex, like, yo, what about us over here? You know, we had the back-to-back AFC Championship games, and we still can't get any respect. And same thing, these Mets.
It's not so much that.
You know,
it's not so much that.
No,
I had a lot of Giant fan friends that would always give the Jets like backhanded compliments, like, oh, listen, you guys got to the AFC Championship. That's pretty good. That's like a championship. Like
a little stepbrother.
Yeah, like, oh, like, yeah, pat me on the head, like, hey, you had a good season, man. Hey, 9 wins isn't bad. It's better than losing, right? So there was that, and I also looked at it this way: when the Giants win the Super Bowl, I have all these Giant. I live in New York, or I did live in New York, and I'm down here now, and obviously in Florida. But the time I lived in New York, and I am going to hear about all these Giant fans, like how great it is they won the Super Bowl. We have this many Super Bowls. You only have one. You weren't even alive. And we have this many. But here's the thing: if the Patriots win it, I don't know any Patriot fans, so I don't have to hear it from anybody. So like nobody has anything to say to me.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna root for the Patriots because if the Patriots win, I don't got to hear about it. But if I know if the Giants win, and they did, and I did. Mm-hmm. I heard about it all off season, how great the Giants were. That's why, like, one of my favorite football moments of all time was the year after they won the Super Bowl, that first Eli Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Remember that the year after they won the first Eli Super Bowl, they were great. I think they were the number 1 seed, and they played the Eagles in the first round of the playoffs, and the Eagles beat them. And I was over a buddy's that's a Giant fan. I was over his house. We were watching the game. And I celebrated that game was my Super Bowl. It's not even my team, but I rooted for the Eagles so hard. I think it was at the game. Asante Samuel, I think, had a huge pick, I believe.
Is that it, or was it Deshaun Jackson punt return or something?
No, that was during the regular season.
That was the end of the regular season.
When he spiked it at the 1 yard line.
That was the year Plaxico shot himself, right?
I think
it was the year after we won the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
we were like on fire, like 10-1 or something. And then Knucklehead goes and shoots himself in a club because he had his gun in his sweatpants.
Yep.
And that kind of just skirted by and got into the playoffs after that.
Yeah, and I loved watching you guys lose to the Eagles that year. And I love seeing Asante Samuel with that huge pick. I think he might even have returned it for a touchdown. I got to look up the box score. But
he also dropped an important pick in one of our wins in the Super Bowl that could have locked it in for them. On one of the drives, he had one.
Oh, when he was on the Patriots, right?
Yeah, he could have ended that whole comeback. That whole drive.
That was the second Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
That's where he reached up for it and went just over his fingertips, right?
Yep, exactly.
So,
two of the greatest moments, 2 of the greatest nights of my life, honestly, beating the Patriots. Because, like I told you before, Red Sox, Yankees in Connecticut. Same thing with Patriots, Giants, and then Jets, obviously, as well. I mean, I had the bragging rights of all time, man, and it was just great nights, and especially being huge underdogs, right? The sweetest one was knocking out the undefeated season. I mean, that was – I can't tell you how much money I made. Oh, my God, was I in my mouth? Because we were getting 10. I think it was like 11 or something, this point spread, when it first came out the undefeated season. And anybody who wanted any action, I was taking – I had Patriots fans going – we'll give you 2 touchdowns. I'll give you 14. Sure, whatever you want. I mean, I probably would have been in the poorhouse, working triple doubles. We used to call them when I was a waiter. I'd work triple doubles to pay off my bets. I would have been doing that if I lost because I had so much action out there on the Giants. But that was to knock out that undefeated season where they already had T-shirts printed. They were unstoppable. Oh, my God. Oh, sweetest night of my life.
Yeah,
it was beautiful. As a Dolphins fan, thank you for keeping that.
72.
Keeping that for us. Yeah. Hey, I was such a because I have a lot of family that are Giants fans, and some of my best friends. I went to the parade in New York.
Oh, cool.
I had to support that. Because it's always going to be F the Patriots. All right.
Yeah.
That. Come on. Even a Jets fan should have been on
crazy,
board.
Though. I rooted for them when they lost with Nick Foles. I rooted for the Patriots to beat the Eagles because I just hate the Eagles that much. I did root for them, and then, of course, they lost. Nick Foles won. Yeah. I did root for them that game.
Yeah,
Hey, cheers one up. Cheers one up to the 72 Dolphins because the Bills lost. There's no undefeated teams left in the NFL. 72 Dolphins. The streak lives on.
Yes.
They're Mercury Morris is having a good. He's still alive, right? Mercury Morris.
Is he still with us?
I don't know.
I think he passed away last year.
Did he? Because they would always have him on ESPN or something. You know,
Yeah, it always
and
him and
popping champagne.
who else? The other Nick
Larry
Bonacani's
Zonka.
passed. Well, yeah, is he still alive?
I think he is. He was living in Alaska, man. Like,
Nick Bonacani, I believe, passed away.
yeah.
Let's see if Larry Zonka. I think you're right. I think about Larry Zonka. He might still be alive, and he is. I remember he used to host. Didn't he used to host American Gladiator back in like the 90s?
He might have.
Mercury Morris passed away right about a year ago.
Yep.
September 21st, 2024, down in Palm Beach.
Man.
And Larry Zonka is still with us. He's 78. He'll be 70. Oh, it's Christmas Day, baby. So he'll be 79 on Christmas Day.
Wow.
Oh, Yankees got a chance. Bottom 8, tying run is at the plate. You got bases loaded.
And he popped up.
Oh, did he really? You got to be ahead of me. What do you got, cable?
Yeah.
God dang it. I'm on that streaming on Hulu, and I'm always a little behind. That's why I literally have to, like, when I'm watching a big game, I got to, like, put my phone away because guys will text me 15 seconds before it happens. And
guys like, and he popped up.
Yeah, he popped out the left field. Son of a gun, that's probably it, man. You get bases loaded. You're probably not doing that again.
Yeah, that was their moment.
You know what? Every year, I know now we're going off on these tangents.
Hey, if there's anything good that happens, Boone will probably lose his job.
Please. And I am not a fire everybody guy, man.
I'm not either. But you know what? Like, I don't want to see that. He's just not the right guy.
Cashman is time, man. The game has passed him by. When Judge was 24, 25, he should have got one of those 10-year deals.
I thought, yeah, 100%. Number one. Number two, I'm tired of them bringing guys up so late. Like, we've been hearing about Spencer Jones. We can't trade Spencer Jones. We can't trade. He's going to be 25.
Yeah.
If he's that great, what? And when Judge got hurt, that was the time to bring him up.
Yeah.
And we didn't even then. So what's the story? Is he great or is he not? I remember all these years of all these untouchable free agent. All these untouchable prospects that never amounted to anything. The only one that really did was Judge.
Yeah.
The only one that really did is Judge. And we missed out on. We could have gotten Garrett Cole. I remember years ago from the Pirates, for what now would have been a bag of balls. And we passed on it because we didn't want to give away certain prospects.
Yeah,
you know, if we would have had Cole for like an extra 5 years, the earlier 5 years we had the Cy Young Award in there. I mean, it was just ridiculous. And
wait, wasn't that Clint Frazier?
Yeah,
that they didn't want to part with.
Clint Frazier's another one.
Clint Frazier's bat speed, man. They were all in love with it.
Yeah, it's all about bat speed. Yep, this is bat speed. And if you even look at I like Glaber, but he never turned out to be what we hoped he would have been.
Nope, didn't turn into a superstar.
There was talk at one point where it was like, who do you give the contract to, Judge or Glaber? Like in the beginning with Glaber, because in the beginning, Glaber really did look like he could have been that guy. Absolutely. And there was a lot of talk on New York radio. Did you give it that big contract to Judge? You give it to Glaber, and partly not because of Glaber necessarily being that much better of a player on the field, but Judge always had. If you remember correctly, early in his career, he had a ton of injuries. It was like, you really put that much money into Judge, who's also 5 years older, or do you put it into a guy that he looks like every bit a star?
And they thought Glaber was going to be shortstop, right? And then obviously
that didn't work out. So
pay your shortstop, and that obviously hit that.
And now we're looking at the same thing with Volpe. He was so untouchable, and
Yep.
I don't know, man. I really don't.
I think you gotta let these kids come up and take some lumps in the majors, right?
What started the teams?
Breakout issues, but let them come up and see what happens.
100%. So, all right, so we're gonna get out here in a minute, but I do want to ask Mr. Fly Guy. You got the hockey gear on. Give us a little insight to 25-26 hockey, and before we get out of here.
Yeah, opening day was yesterday. Some good action. It was a triple header yesterday. We're looking to see if the Florida Panthers can make it a three-peat, man. They are, to me, still the best team in the sport. They kept pretty much their nucleus there. They're the, believe it or not, hockey capital right now is in South Florida. So would have thought, right? Edmonton's another good team. They just re-signed the best player in the game, Connor McDavid, to a relatively small figure if you're comparing it to other sports. I think it was like 2 years, 25 million. And that's like the best player in the game, you know? So hockey isn't as lucrative as these other sports, but he is as good as advertised. As far as the local teams go, I know the Rangers lost yesterday, starting their season against the
Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah. Pittsburgh, you know, they had a record made. 3 teammates, 20 straight years playing as teammates together. No three teammates have played. So that's Sidney Crosby, Malkin, and Letang. They played together for 20 years, man. That's hard to
crazy.
do.
Especially with the day of free agency and all that other nonsense.
And hockey being such a injury risk. Shout out to them for the longevity. But I'm looking to see what the New Jersey Devils do, man. They have a lot of promise.
You guys just locked up Hughes too, just recently, didn't you?
Yeah. So, and the other brother that's playing in Vancouver, his contract is up next year, I think. So I think they want to all play together to have 3 brothers on the same team, which will kind of be cool. The Hughes brothers.
The guys who directed Menace to Society. Right? Was that the Hughes brothers?
I think you're the wrong Hughes.
Oh wait, not the wrong Hughes? Oh, not the Hughes brothers. The Hughes brothers.
I don't even know hockey, and I know it's the wrong Hughes.
You know what? If they get them all on the same team, they got to call that line the Menace to Society line. They have to.
Be sweet.
They should.
Yeah. They're missing out on a marketing scheme.
They are. And hockey kind of needs that, right? They need to be a little more marketable, at least to the mainstream. But let's see what happens, man. There's always surprises every year. I actually think Florida's going to be the first team to three-peat since the Islanders in the 80s.
Wait, nobody's three-peat? Didn't Detroit three-peat?
No.
Are you sure?
They repeat. They I think they repeated. They didn't three-peat.
I think you're wrong.
The last team to do that was the Islanders when they won. They won
4 in a row.
Yeah, but it's never happened since.
What? I'm not a hockey guy, so I'm out. I'm trusting you on this one. But give me a little thing about my Lightning down here, because Tampa's turned into a hockey town. I mean, everybody's talking about. Are they any good this year? I have no idea.
Yeah, they're still a pretty solid team. They still have superstars like Kucherov, like he's probably their best player. They've been always known for speed and offense. To me, they are not on the same level as the Panthers, but they could be on the next tier down, which is not bad. They have a puncher's chance, because it just like in any sport, it's hard to repeat, let alone three-peat. Mm-hmm. So who else in the East, if they fall and stumble, who else could pick up that slack? And, I think Tampa Bay could be one of those teams. So I think they're definitely a playoff team. And, I'm telling you, man, Florida is like hockey haven right now.
That's the hottest ticket around, man. I was looking just for fun to take my son to a hockey game just for the heck of it. Man, it is not an easy ticket to get. They are crazy about the Lightning down here.
Yeah.
Real quick. So from 76 to 79, we had a 4-peat from the Canadians. From 80 to 83, we had a 4-peat by the Islanders. Then Edmonton won 5 and 7 years right after that. That's crazy.
That is
so.
Crazy.
In one, so you know what? Let's look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In 15 years. No, you know what? Let's even go. We'll call it 18 years. In 18 years of hockey, there was only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different champions in those, because there's so many repeat champions in that 18-year span. There was only five teams, and if you want to go to 21, there was only 6 teams. In 21 years that won championships. Because then after that Oiler run, you had a back-to-back by the Penguins. And then after that, you had a Montreal Canadiens, so the Canadiens brought it in again. So in 21 years, there was only 6 champions. That's crazy.
When did free agency come into play in the NHL? Any idea? Because I'm sure that had to play a role. You know, you could keep a team together much longer than you do now. Now you have a championship team. It's hard to keep your eyes. Look at the Eagles. I mean, I think I saw when they were playing, they said there's 7 or 8 new starters, you know, on both sides of the ball after winning a championship because now everybody wants to go get paid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm sure that played a little bit of a factor.
You're going to see it really dominate football, too, in college. But, all right. So I know we said we're going to keep it short. We're about to get out of here. Abby will be back. She'll be back to our normal shows next week. But real quick, just, give us a little sneak peek for Friday night.
Looking forward to Friday. It's going to be like this, chatting. It'll obviously be me. I'm hoping we get some people in the comments. Like and subscribe. You'll get an alert when I'm about to go live. We're going to shoot for 7 p.m. Eastern time this Friday. We're going to go through every game a lot more in-depth, break down every game from fantasy angles, from gambling angles, see if we can't find a way. I'm on a nice heater. Let's knock on wood here. I'm 7-1 on my plays since I joined Pop Sports and started giving out plays either with a video or in some of my shorts. So let's keep that going. Obviously, I don't think I'm going to keep hitting at a 7-1 clip, but I've had some pretty good success over the years. You learn from your mistakes, right? So as somebody who likes to play the game, you start learning not to fall into these traps. Funny story. I know we're going to get going, but these are the kind of things we're going to talk about on the show. 3 or 4 friends text me today. Oh my God, can you believe Cam Schlittler's over-under on strikeouts tonight's 4.5? He just struck out 12 guys in the last game against the Red Sox. I said, guys, pause. Pump the brakes. The Blue Jays don't strike out that much, right? That was an outlier game. He had the adrenaline, the blood flowing against the Red Sox ball. Calm down. Sure enough, I didn't look at it, but I don't think he got the 5. And so
he got 2.
He only had 2. There you go. So sucker bet. You know how much money they made in Vegas and on Hard Rock and all these things on that? 4.5. He's going to get 5 strikeouts easy, right? So
I would have took the 5
things, right?
I would have took you over.
Yeah, I'm going to give you lots of stats and just my theory on things. Hopefully, maybe it'll change your mind. It'll slow you down from making a bad play like the Schlittler play. And we're going to cover everything in between, mainly focused on the NFL. I might sprinkle in something college. I don't follow college football as much, but we might sprinkle in some stuff on any big games coming up or if there's prospects we want to see coming into the NFL for next year. But
some college basketball, some golf too, right?
Oh, yeah. When we get into the season, I'm actually a PGA professional. So that's my day job. I'm a PGA professional that runs a golf course and teaches golf all day long. Kids, runs the golf shop, make sure the golf course is doing well. So I got a busy thing. That's why guys got me on here late. I'm probably rubbing my eyes here. I'm a 5:30 at the rise. This is cutting into my beauty sleep, which I need desperately. But it's at least helped me stay up to watch my Yankees. It looks like go down in flames. But we're excited to have you Friday night. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. Guy, pleasure meeting you, man. And I look forward to being on Pop Sports Network and having these conversations, man. This is great. This is what it's all about. That's why we love sports, right?
That's it, man. That's it.
Right.
So we're going to get out of here, man. Next show will be tomorrow at 10 a.m. It'll be Prop Stars with TJ and Buff. So make sure you guys tune into that. And then the next show after that, what's the matter?
You're killing me,
son of a bitch.
You're killing me, Small.
I had to do it before.
If we're out, I'm rooting for Seattle. Doesn't Seattle hasn't won a championship ever or something like?
Yeah, never.
Yeah, I got to be honest. My man Nigel up. I'm from the pop off. He's a Blue Jay fan. Obviously, he's in Toronto, so I got it for him. I got to root for the Blue Jays after this series.
Ooh. Yeah, we're down to 5-3 outs.
I don't hate Toronto. That's the thing. I don't hate them. It's not like it's the Red Sox. It's not like it's the Mets. Right. Not like it's the Dodgers. I can root for the Blue Jays though.
Well, we got the leadoff guy on Dominguez, pinch hit double. So
that's all. Yeah,
we need a little Yankee magic here.
Ain't gonna happen. That mystique is gone.
Yeah, I think so. That all went down when the old stadium got torn down.
I agree, man. I agree.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. So again, make sure you guys tune in tomorrow morning. And Friday afternoon we got pop off, and then Friday evening we have weekend update with Justino. Other than that, guys, have a great night. I gotta find. Wait, hold on. I gotta see. I hate
Don't bet the Giants tomorrow. It could be ugly. Don't bet the Giants tomorrow.
Oh, don't. Yeah. Good night, guys.
Night. Peace.
Peace.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.